And what I have seen is an inability for men 40 and under to create. They can say a lot of things, but they energetically don't even know how to begin. Preface to your audience that I'm not an expert in this field, but I can only speak to my own experience and what I've been witnessing. My background is I work with large groups of people, anywhere from 50 to 100 people, always either coaching or facilitating, and 18 to 80, and all different genders, socioeconomic backgrounds, everybody. And what I have seen is an inability for men 40 and under to create. There is a blockage that I'm witnessing of this inability to create or make moves, or they can say a lot of things, but they energetically don't even know how to begin. My experience, you get a group of 50 people. Let's just say they all have the same KPI. They have the same result that they all have to hit. They're working as a group and as individuals to create this. It is the young men that have the hardest time. And I'm seeing women being same results that they're playing for, women be way more effective in creating it. If anything, I see women also looking at the younger men going like, what is up with you? You keep on saying all these things, but you're not doing it. Your actions don't match up with what you're saying that you want. You and I, we've talked about it. It's an odd thing to witness. It feels like more and more, I see it more and more. Kind of like this perpetual state of adolescence, hoping someone else will do it. I also think perhaps it's like in their mind, I still have time. Like, I'll do it later. And then I'll do it later turns into never, is what I've seen.
I think when you frame it that way, I will say I've seen the same thing. I always think about it as emotional constipation going on with him, where I just want something out of you. Like sometimes I'll say it in the rooms, like I just want to throw this marker at you. I want to like wring you out for a second. Not like I actually want to cause you harm.
Yeah.
I just want something to move through you. I don't care if it's anger or frustration or laughter or joy, but you can't feel anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the shutdown is, and I've been trying to play with it. Like, is it that did we tell all of you that you had ADD, right? And so you've been like taking Adderall your whole life and just like shutting down your emotions and not feeling it? Is it that we shut you down and put you in a classroom so you were never really able to like play and explore, or were you made wrong for maybe this younger generation more than us was made wrong for, trying to talk to women? Right? Or anytime you did act out, it was like, hey, so you have a behavioral issue. Like, I don't know what we did as a society such that they don't feel like they have the permission to emote.
My guess is societally, right, there was the greatest generation. And the men of that generation, they all went off to war. They lived in brotherhood. They lived in life or death. They fought for something bigger than themselves, and they knew what that meant. Whether we agree or disagree with like the reasons for war, but there was a generation of men in this country that left the country, and they sacrificed themselves for a larger thing than just themselves. And they understood brotherhood. They understood just like every moment counts and matters. And then as we go down the generations, from the greatest generation to the baby boomers were raised by those men. Good, bad, right, or wrong, sure. Like we hear the stories of like older like generations of men being shut down and being women didn't have a lot of roles and space in that generation. But for whatever reason, like it gets passed down of responsibility, of duty, of honor, and like marching forward even when you don't want to. And then from the boomers, then there's the Xers and the millennials, and now we're in the Gen Z, Gen Alpha. But I think we've just gotten far removed from the generations that had to stand for something, and there's nothing at stake. And I just feel like as a society, we have probably gotten really soft. We live in a culture and a society that's very comfortable. And for whatever reason, what we're seeing is young men being really susceptible to comfort. But I think that has something to do with it too. Because I'll be honest, like immigrant cultures in this country, they live it. every day. If they came from a place with nothing, they know how to fight for something. They know how to show up every single day, because if they don't, there's no food on the table for their children. There is probably just something to a culture of laziness and comfort, where if I grew up and everything was expected and handed to me, who do I grow up to be?
You know what I want to make distinct here is that, and I don't want people to feel, some of these men are finding success in life.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying that these are like young boys who like suck at life, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not broke. Sometimes some of the most emotionally constipated people in my experience are the ones that have a lot of zeros behind their name. I wonder how much of this is because there's a narrative nowadays. There's a narrative out there that I don't think you and I were exposed to when we were younger, that if you're not worth 25 million by 25, you're a failure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also this culture of specialization. You have to pick the one thing and then go get really good at that one thing, and you'll make all that your money in your life and all your success from being really good at this one thing. And the way that ends up playing out, and I heard this on another podcast recently, like why more NBA players are getting injured than ever. And it's because past generations, they were 3-sport athletes. So they would play football in the fall, basketball in the winter, and then they would play baseball in the spring. Mm-hmm. And what was happening was you were working different muscle groups. Your core was being trained in different ways, right? So you were cross-training. That's what they would call it today. But now what happens, if I identify you as talented in basketball at age 8, all you do is play basketball. Like if I think that you can be an engineer, all you do is math, all you do is science. And so we're like taking people that should be expressive and more creative, and earlier we're putting them in these boxes and saying, for you to be successful in life, you have to just excel in this one box. Mm-hmm. So then when you put them in a space where they have to like stretch and be different things and emote in different ways, in ways that one box that they tend to live in doesn't require, they don't know what to do with it. Because we just simply haven't allowed them to, and we've told them that if they go too far off from that one like cookie cutter box, they won't be successful. Yep. And they won't win.